Welcome to Officer 24/7. My name is Niharika Walia Bhatnagar and I am with you with the area of CIIB. Today I'm going to talk about a very important aspect, that is how to start your CIB preparation for June 2024. See, at this point of time, the examination process has started from the end of November. This year's examination would be held. But if you're looking forward towards the next year, what is it that you're going to do about it? How do you begin with the syllabus? What is it that important area in the examination which is inevitable to ignore? That means it is just something that you have to look forward to. Then at the same time, how do we start? What are the particular subjects? What's the passing criteria? And at the same time, if I start, is there any pro tip or a hack that I can look forward? Okay, so all these questions would be answered in this particular class. So first of all, if you can do one thing is to share this particular session among your peers so that maximum people can be helped through this video. Secondly, please go ahead and watch the entire video. We'll be talking about various parts of the CIB examination in this case. And at the same time, if you like this particular session, don't forget to like it. Okay. So I'm starting with the area of first point, which says know your syllabus. The first point is, how is JIB and CIB different? What is it that you have to do in CIB which you haven't taken care of in terms of JIB? Or is it all the same? Matlab, if I prepare for CIB with the same intensity of JIB, will I be able to clear? Right? Basic question. So the first thing is we need to understand what's the syllabus of CIB. Is it more extensive than JIB? One thing that is true. The CIB syllabus is more extensive. Number one, it is more extensive and more detailed. Okay, so two things are sorted when we talk about the area of this examination, that the examination is going to be more detailed and it is something which would be more extensive as well. Then in terms of CIB, what kind of questions are asked? Have you seen that? They include the area of case studies, reasoning and assertion, match the following kind of questions based upon MCQs. Then they have said that they will also introduce the questions of fill in the blanks. Though this would be restricted to the area of numerical portion. So look at the different types of questions that they are adding. True, not true based questions. So this means in terms of CIB, we need to understand the syllabus and the depth of the examination as well. So the first point is knowing the syllabus. Next point, what are the subjects for this examination? Number one is ABM, that is Advanced Bank Management. Number two is Bank Financial Management or BFM. Then is ABFM, Advanced Business and Financial Management. And the last one is Banking, Regulation and Business Laws. Anybody who would have done this before May 2023, for them the syllabus was definitely beneficial because BRBL was there in JIB before 2023. So after that, it has been introduced in the CIB examination. So if you have done it earlier, then it is beneficial. Otherwise, if I talk about all these subjects now, okay, ABM has numerical part as well as theoretical part. BFM is a very extensive paper. Case studies are asked, very typical in nature. Then ABFM, new syllabus introduced for the first time in May 2023. Totally different syllabus, and at the same time, which is a blend of both theoretical and numerical portion. Paper number 4, BRBL, pure theory, but based upon laws. So if you understand laws probably, then you have an upper hand. Otherwise, it's definitely a dicey area, right? Is it only these 4 subjects? No. In this examination, other than the compulsory subjects, they have optional subjects as well. These are the optional subjects. One more point that where people really face problems is among all these, which one to choose and how to choose. मतलब genuine questions na. For example, I am preparing for June, and पता है just before the registration process starts around March April. So when we talk about this area even na, then the people are literally asking us that ma'am, which elective examination is better? Which should I take up? So in the CIB syllabus, we are always worried about the fact that what should I take up? So that is first point is rural banking, second is HRM, third is risk management, fourth is central banking, and the last one is information technology and digital banking. Matlab among these five I have to choose one. है ना? Now the point is, let's talk about the first point. Which one to choose? First of all, always look at the names first. It will give you a hint of whatever it would be. Na? Rural banking relates to the era of banking in only the rural areas. That means a part of economy can be there, right? Then we have HRM. HRM is based upon all those people who had seen the admin work and understands the administrative and HR based terminologies very well. Theoretical subject, scoring. Risk management is for all those people who are working in the treasury management area, for them, or the people who have a good knowledge about stock or finance market. So for them, risk management is good. Central banking is a little more typical, but last one is information technology. All the people who are belonging to the area of engineering, for them, information technology and digital banking is something that will give them upper edge. See, at this point of time, I don't think while going for CIB examination, the point should be there ki let's explore some new subject. No, if you know a particular subject, go ahead and score more now. Nobody is going to ask you what your elective subject for CIB was. But people are going to ask one thing: Did you clear the CIB? So that means when you're giving the examination, don't worry about trying something new in the examination. You can go ahead with the banking certifications if you really want to venture out and explore more in the terms of these things. So why not right now? We talk about this era. So in terms of syllabus, can we take up rural banking or HRM or risk management or central banking or information technology and digital banking? Acha, a pro tip there. In our area, if I talk about our courses there, if anybody has taken Mahapack and you have recently joined the Mahapack and you would like to have an enlightenment ki which particular subject among these five electives I should choose, is don't look at the syllabus first. Go ahead and watch the videos. In our Mahapack, we have covered all these five elective examinations. Matlab, if you are someone who's dicey and not clear about which particular subject you should choose, go through all of these. Look at the videos of all these areas. First of all, always find your area of interest. And after you look at the hardly 1 to 2 videos will do. If in the first or second video you can understand at least 30 to 40% in the very beginning, 5-10 minutes you're done with more than half of it. Now you're like, okay, I know this particular terminology. If you're able to understand the videos, you are gaining interest in that particular subject and you already have a little knowledge of that particular thing as well, then choose that one. So that's the I think plus point of Mahapack. So anybody who takes the Mahapack, they can choose which one they can look upon, and you don't have a restriction ki nahi, you can watch only one specific elective examination. You can watch any of these, make a choice ki this is what I'm going to do. Go through the entire videos if you want. You have ample of time. Make a decision today and then start preparing with it accordingly, because you are all working. If I ask you ki nahi, don't study right now, in the last week na, when the last 5 days are left, 7 days are left, a miracle will happen. Maybe you will be able to take offs for those 7 days continuously. But hold on, there are four subjects, and fifth is an elective one. That means there are five specific weeks, at least four, because what they have done right now is they are having two exams in 1 week now, second Saturday and Sunday. Matlab, if I'm looking forward to those 7 miracle days, what will happen? In those 7 miracle days, I will have to prepare for two exams. And hold on, maybe if I don't get my off on those days, then there is a cherry on the top. Matlab, I'll be stuck. I've paid for the particular examination. I was thinking to clear it in this time, but now I'm all prepared. Nahi, next 6 months also to be studied, which is not worth it. Why don't we clear it up in this particular attempt only if we have time? Little efforts are required, not much there. You know? Now, when it comes to this examination, we are clear with the subjects. Number one. Number two, we've talked about all the electives. Number three is what is the passing criteria. How do you clear this examination? Number one, a minimum score of 50 out of 100 is required to pass the CIB subjects. Minimum 50 is required individually in each subject. If you are talking about, you're not giving all the 4 or 5 subjects there in terms of the additional elective as well. You have to score 50 to pass. But what if you're giving all the 5 subjects there? If you're giving all those subjects there, na, then your total, you should score more than 45 in each subject. More than 45 in each subject. Secondly, your total should be 50% of the actual total. Okay? One more thing. This is a doubt which I've seen many bankers asking us. If they had given the examination this year and they had taken a different elective, for example, I took central banking and I found central banking quite difficult, and I said, "No, I made a mistake." Now, can I change it for the June attempt? Genuine question, and at the same time, a very, I would say, very important question as well. Because why to do central banking if I don't like it? Why to do central banking if that particular subject is not helping me? है ना? So what will I do? Now I will say कि नहीं. In this case, all I want is I should get the particular choice there कि ठीक है. What I'll do is I can change the subject in terms of electives. While filling the form next time, you can change your subject. But they have recently made that your center cannot be changed very frequently. So when you'll be doing that particular part, now just remember that part very carefully. That while filling up the forms, there are certain things that now cannot be changed. They're definitely changing the rules every year. So let's see what comes up in the next attempt in terms of June registrations there. Now, the point is, do they ask questions outside the Macmillan book? No. Follow the IIBF study modules only. In our classes, even we don't follow anything else. For my classes, I'll never suggest you that, nay, this is that extra book, that is that extra book which is covering all the vital information basics of this particular area. Nothing required. The Macmillan book covers from the amateur level or rookie level to the veteran level. Everything is given. Matlab, from the basics to levels, everything is given there. So I don't think that I would like to suggest you can go through n number of extra books because you need to gain more knowledge. Even if you don't belong to this base now, if you don't belong to these particular basics even, then even there is no other book to follow but only the IIBF book. Now, if you're starting, I need to have a clarity. Shall I focus upon the theory or the practical? There are certain people who'll say, I'm good at practicals, I just want to focus on practicals. Or there are certain people who'll say, I'm good in theory, I should focus on theory. So opening the eyes of both the cases. When you're going extreme, now there are certain things that you should be prepared for. If you're going for theory, at least 10 questions, 10 to 15 questions we expect from the practical areas as well. So if they goes up to 10 questions and each question carries 2 marks, so matlab maybe 20 marks, 15 marks can be purely for numerical. And after that, what they can do is from on the numerical basis, they will make a factual question. Now you can understand the question only if you understand the numerical. That means if I'm not doing the practical part, I'm leaving a very important area. Right? So one thing sorted. For the extreme theory. For the extreme practicals, that I am good in practicals. But the point is, you can go for case studies. But the volume of questions, I'm not saying a lot of weightage should be given to the theory there. But on a very genuine note, theory covers a major part of the exam. And at the same time, from that point of view, volume number of questions are more from theory. But it's not that you should choose any of these extreme areas. Why? Because if you prepare for 100, then probably you will score between 60 to 70. Or you can go up to 50 even. But if you study for 70 and you expect that, nahi, I can still get 50, that's a risky job to take up. Matlab, preparing for the examination, making an extra effort and making nothing out of it, it's just not worth it. Then, when to start studying? Shall I start after 2 months, 3 months? Maybe the best thing is I will start my studies and the examination is going to be in June. So what I'll do is I'll start in May. Perfect timing. Okay? Matlab June, July, 2 months, I'll be sorted. Why to prepare right now? Another point. Currently November is going on. October is going on. October is ending soon. Then we'll be entering the November portion. Festival starts in this era of November. It's all filled with that. Then comes the December, a month where you can have a little time to study, because this is a time where you really get the time to study. But at the same time, many people have their kids holidays at that point of time, so you want to relax. So you have got around 4 Sundays here, plus you have two second Saturdays, plus a few public holidays. That means including the Christmas there and a few more if there is anything in your area. So I can say max 1 or 2. So matlab max you have 6 to 7 days in December. Then in January, because I know most of the people would be totally engrossed with their jobs. So it's very difficult to take out time. But you have to make the routine now. It won't happen in a day. Rome was not built in a day. Then January month, you still have around 4 to 6 days. And then the last point that occurs is that February month is still there. So I can say these 3 months, maybe 6, 7 days each particular month. So 7 to 10 days each specific month you have. And then in the month of March, I'll be ruling it out because March month is very hectic for all the bankers. April, they're all stuck with the particular area of their auditing. Then May is something where they normally do not get the holidays. Matlab, I've seen most of the bankers stating that in the May period they are just not able to get the holidays because I think March, April, May just flies. Even if I look at all the weekends, even then I will be hardly making around 1 month. That means even if you think about starting today, you don't have that much time as we see today. Because you are working, you have a family, you have things to cater, your work life takes major chunk of your life. Then socializing is another important area where we socialize and talk to people now. That will also be done. So that is something then you have to look forward towards the area of when to start studying. You should look forward to it as early as possible. Matlab, this is what I believe. When I want to start working on my body, the first thing is that you buy a particular jogger shoe and then you are done with the track pants and you're like, now investment is made, it's time to reap the benefit out of it. Psychologically, human is always looking forward towards benefit out of something now. So it's way better that you buy something and then you're looking at it, ki, "Arey, now I've paid for this. It's time to get the value for money." And that is how you grow. So in this case, that is the point. That is when to start studying. You should start studying as early as possible. The resources that you buy will be really helpful for you. Then any specific important topics? Yeah, there are multiple. But I would say now they have turned into very quick and pro in these areas. So that is when we talk about the specific topics, now they cover the entire examination, right? They cover the entire modules. Okay, any specific important topics at this point of time? I would say there is no specific topic. Always prepare properly because they are covering the entire module for the examinations. That means you cannot say that it's gonna be like let's do only few important topics. I am very busy with my job, so I can skip up a few things and I'll pray to God that I clear the examination. Now, that's something that can be really risky in CIP because this is a typical examination. There, the terminologies are getting tougher, finance area is tough, case studies are typical, numerical has been added, the syllabus is extensive. Matlab, everything is a little ahead of JIB. Then, we'll going through the MCQ sufficient for clearing the examination of the CIB, right? We're talking about CIB right now. So, CIB in the first attempt, no. MCQs are basically answers to the specific questions. If you know the concept, your coverage is more. If I know the entire chapter, whatever question will come up, I am fine with it. If I've done just this numerical, I'll be praying to God ki Bhagwan, whatever MCQ I've prepared, now this should come in the examination. Because my horizon is this much. After this, I cannot do anything. Now this limits your horizon. This limits your scope of clearing the examination. So the approach that let's just go through the MCQs and we'll clear the examination is a dangerous approach. You are putting 6 months on stake, which is definitely not worth it. Right. Uh okay. Before I move forward to the next area, there's something else that I want to discuss as well. Before I end the session, there's one more important thing to discuss, what to do regarding the examination. First thing is, and the most important that I feel is to make quick notes for the examination. Since you're starting with it, it is easier. Is it important to make notes? Despite the fact that you might get downloadable notes, you can find the books as well. Make quick notes. These quick notes are for the last day. When you have back to back examinations, it is not worth it to go through the entire 600, 700 pages worth module or the multiple MCQ questions or marathons and everything else together. Ki in the night, maybe I have around 6 hours, but I'm going to deal with 32-hour study material. Just not worth it. The struggle is just not worth it. Make quick notes. Be very clear what do you want to do on the last day. Those notes right now might be a headache for you, but on the last day, you'll be thanking yourself that I did it. I strongly believe in something called muscle memory. If your hand is writing that, it will remember it. Right? When we train our bodies, you'll see that the muscle memory gets stronger. The muscle doesn't forget we worked on it. So same thing happens with the brain. It remembers that we have someday worked on it to that extent. So one thing is sorted, make quick notes, make sure that you are doing that work in a proper manner. And then when we talk about the further points there, then have your time management. Find out your power hour in which you will get the maximum output and then you can grow further. So a few things to be taken care of very well when you're starting with the examination process. Now comes the next point. Before I end my session, what is it that we are doing for you, right? It is very important that we understand what is it that we are providing you right now. As we understand the examination is tough and you have very limited period of time, and the examination pattern has been developing itself in a very good way. So what should we do right now? What you can do is you can take up our courses, go on to the area of JIB and CIB, go on to the area of CIIB, June 2024. You'll find our Mahapack, you will find our batches. The Sankalp batches are there. We'll be starting with our Sankalp batches soon. Both bilingual and English medium would be out soon. And if you're taking up the Mahapack, then Mahapack is available at this point of time with double validity for 7367.4 rupees. Matlab, a very good situation, because if you're looking forward to it, let's talk about Mahapack now. In Mahapack, you get both English medium and bilingual classes. You get the recorded classes of the previous batches as well. They are also visible. Current batches, they'll be starting. The future batches, everything is accessible for the period that you have chosen. 3 months. If you choose for 6 months, you will have it for 12. If you take it for 12 months, you have it for 24. And what you can do is, if you take this up, you will get all the 5 elective subjects in it, as I told you in the beginning. Along with that, you will get the ebooks, you will get MCQs, you will get everything. Along with that, you will have 10 hours of mini marathon, 5 hours of Mahamarathon, practice paper, and every second and fourth Saturday, the doubt sessions. So we are going extensive towards this examination because we understand there's a need for that. So what you can do is click on the area of buy now, use the code RAM80, get 80% discount and buy it as early as possible, because double validity is only for a limited period. So hurry up and check it out now. Thank you everyone, and happy Dashera.